Years ago, I had two of these Moto X Fox hats, probably 20 years ago. One black and this white one. I always liked the black one better. In fact, I wore it all the time. And then one day, my dog ate it. I've been trying to find a replacement black hat, but they're just not out there to be found. So finally I decided I'm going to take my white hat and dye it black. In fact, I'm not going to dye it black. I'm going to dye it dark gray and see how it comes out. So this is that process. Step one, I'm going to wash it and clean it up. All right, so we've got my basically clean hat, mismatched pair of rubber gloves here in the house, some butter that we're not going to use, the charcoal gray dye from RIT, a thermometer. Here's my pot of water. We're going to make sure that this water gets to at least 140 degrees using a paint stirrer because I don't want to use any utensils. And I've got a handful of salt in there and a couple of squirts of dishwashing liquid. We want that water to be 140 or so, and we're getting there. So I'm going to put the dye in, I'm going to stir it up, and then the hat's going to take a bath. Now, I was originally thinking I was going to cut this logo off, dye the hat, and sew it back on. The hat is cotton, the logo is not, and I'm crossing my fingers that when I go through this, that logo is going to come out and look okay. Wish me luck. All right, so I shook well. I added about a half the bottle, so this should come out pretty dark because this is less water than they recommend using. I've got my stirrer, and basically, here we go. Hat in the mix. And let's submerge it. Basically, we're going to stir this around for 30 minutes or so. And we're going to rinse it off, and we're going to see what it looks like. So stay tuned, and let's see what we end up with. So here we are, probably 15 minutes later. The directions say stir until your desired color is achieved. After 15 minutes, I've achieved my desired color. So I'm going to pull the hat, rinse it off, move to the next step, and see how this goes. And here we have my rinsed off hat in my son's hat holder, ready to run through the washing machine with an old towel. Now, if you notice earlier in the video, that logo didn't look like it was going to come out well, but as soon as I rinsed it off, it looks good. I'm very happy with this so far. I'm going to run it quick through the washing machine and see what we end up with. And here we are, a total of less than an hour later, and a total investment of $2.99. I love the fact that my Moto X Fox patch is exactly the same as when I started. The white stitching is still white. The white details on the hat are still white. And, you know, it just looks like what it really is, which is a 20-year-old hat. Killer. I could not be happier. So if you've got an old hat that you're really attached to, you want to restore it, or like me, you want to change the color because you can't get it anymore, this is the way to go. That was foolproof, easy to do. Very big fan of that RIT dye. Take care, guys.